The land of Israel was dry, cracked, and lifeless. For 3 years no rain had fallen. Rivers had shriveled into dusty channels, and fields once golden with grain now lay barren. The people whispered about their misery, torn between two gods, Yahweh, the Lord of Israel, and Baal, the Canaanite storm god. King Ahab, furious with the prophet Elijah for declaring the drought, had been searching for him relentlessly. But Elijah suddenly appeared and sent a bold challenge. "Summon all Israel to meet me on Mount Carmel. Bring the 450 prophets of Baal and the 400 prophets of Asherah who eat at Jezebel's table. Today we will see who is truly God." Mount Carmel rose above the plain like a dark sentinel. Thousands of Israelites gathered, restless and eager, their stomachs empty, but their hearts even hungrier for an answer. On one side stood King Ahab, proud yet uneasy, surrounded by his prophets of Baal dressed in vibrant robes, holding staffs and chanting under their breath. On the other stood Elijah, alone, rugged, his cloak flapping in the wind. He carried no sword, no army, just the confidence of a man who walked with God. Elijah's voice rang out across the crowd. "How long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal is God, follow him." The people stood silent, eyes darting between the prophets of Baal and the solitary prophet of Yahweh. Then Elijah proposed the test. 2 bulls would be offered. Each side would prepare their altar, but no fire was allowed. The true God would reveal himself by sending fire from heaven. The people shouted, "It is well spoken!" The prophets of Baal eagerly slaughtered their bull and placed it on their altar of wood and stone. From morning until noon they cried out, voices rising like a wave. "Baal, hear us! Answer us!" They danced wildly, spinning in circles, leaping around the altar, beating their drums. Dust rose as their feet pounded the ground, but the sky remained silent. By noon, sweat poured from their brows, yet Elijah mocked them. "Shout louder! Perhaps your God is deep in thought or busy or traveling. Maybe he is asleep and must be awakened." Frenzied, the prophets screamed louder, cutting themselves with knives and spears until blood flowed down their arms. Their chanting turned to wailing, their movements staggering. From morning till evening they raged, but no voice came, no fire fell. When their strength was gone, Elijah stepped forward. He called the people close, and all gathered around him. Slowly, carefully, Elijah rebuilt the altar of the Lord that had been torn down. He used 12 stones, one for each tribe of Israel, reminding them of their covenant with God. He dug a trench around the altar, wide enough to hold gallons of water. On the wood and stones, he laid his sacrifice, the bull cut in pieces. Then came the shocking command: "Fill 4 jars with water and pour it on the burnt offering and the wood." The people gasped. In a land starving for rain, water was precious. Yet Elijah commanded it not once but 3 times, until the sacrifice, the wood, and the stones were soaked, and the trench overflowed with water. The crowd hushed. Elijah raised his hands toward heaven. His prayer was simple, humble, and powerful. "O Lord, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known today that you are God in Israel and that I am your servant. Answer me, Lord, so these people will know that you, O Lord, are God, and that you are turning their hearts back again." Suddenly the sky split open with a roar. A bolt of fire shot down like a blazing sword. Whoosh! The altar exploded in flames. Fire consumed the bull, the wood, the stones, the dust. Even the water in the trench sizzled into steam. The people staggered backward, shielding their eyes from the blinding glory. Then a mighty cry rose from thousands of throats. "The Lord, He is God! The Lord, He is God!" Elijah commanded, "Seize the prophets of Baal. Let not one escape." The people obeyed, and the false prophets were struck down. Then Elijah climbed to the top of Mount Carmel and bowed low, praying for rain. His servant looked out over the sea 7 times. On the 7th, he saw it, a tiny cloud rising like a man's hand. Within moments, the sky turned black. Thunder rolled. A storm swept across the land, drenching the dry earth with torrents of rain. The drought was over. And so, on Mount Carmel, the people of Israel saw with their own eyes that Yahweh alone is the living God.